Hello everyone, my name is Joshua and it's February 2021. I've just finished Keith Motez's Shaking Medicine teacher training, and this is a testimonial to the kind of work that you could expect if you came on this training, which I highly recommend for anybody that's looking to deepen their somatic awareness or embodiment of releasing any stored or pent up emotions or tremors that are in their body. We all know that reaction we get when we're scared or when we're in fear or nervous, when we're about to step on stage or something and we start shaking, and that's quite involuntary. Well, in this teacher training, Keith teaches us about why that occurs and what's actually happening in the body. And then the next thing that happens after that is we get to realize that we can start creating situations where we embody that deliberately. And why would we want to deliberately embody that? Because then when we learn how to move our bodies in a way where there is vibration that does want to be released, we can do it in a controlled environment. And that is delicious. Because when we're about to step on stage or when we're about to do something life-changing, a big event, we can be so totally calm and present in the moment, which I believe is what we're all after anyway. So I strongly recommend to have a look deeper into Keith Motez and Shaking Medicine. He holds workshops all over the Byronshire, Northern Rivers region. I know he's planning to go global with this, so there's an opportunity to actually meet this guy. He's incredible. He's got so much wisdom and calmness in his body, and it just emanates through the room. Everybody's willingness to share and recommend him is proof and evidence of that. So I recommend you all to have a look at his Shaking Medicine workshops. I'm now a teacher as well, so watch out for me. I'm super excited to see this, and I can see how it blends into all the things I do as well. Thank you so much to everybody that came this weekend. They made it part of the experience. Thank you for everything that's coming. There's so much syllabus and support around after the training, which I think is so important, and Keith is really nailing that at the moment as well. So yeah, get yourselves online, get yourselves in front of Keith, and I strongly recommend checking out this stuff. Thank you very much.
Hey, I'm Amy and I've just finished the Shaking Medicine training with Keith. Amazing. I think in the 3 days I've felt a lot of growth and a shift in myself. Yeah, it's been quite amazing actually. I feel like a different person from the time I walked in until the time I came out. Yeah, I learned a lot. Yeah. I think it's a good modality and a good practice for myself for emotional release. Already after a couple of days, I can see the benefits of it, and I think, yeah, it's something I'll really like to incorporate into my daily practices and look at sharing in the future as well. What happens at the teacher training? Wow. So much knowledge, so much connection with other people, get a greater understanding of your body in a sense. What happens? No, your body just comes out of it feeling different, a different energy. Yeah. The highlight. Oh, so many highlights. I think just so many different techniques, so many different styles, and just, what's the highlight? I think the highlight was how my body responded and feeling how my responses developed over the time. So that was a personal highlight. Shaking medicine to my parents and my family. They would probably wonder what on earth it is and why I'm doing it. How would I explain it? I would probably just do it with them and get them to do it, to experience it for themselves. I don't know how I would explain it apart from the general terms of explaining it, but for them to understand it, I think it would be a practice that I would have to show them and go through with them. How would I recommend it? The teacher training? I would say just go talk to Keith, talk to people who have done it before, try a course, try a session, look online. There's lots of valuable links in the portal online. But yeah, even if you're just interested, I haven't had too much experience and I just jumped right in because yeah, it just really interested me and resonated with me. So yeah, if it resonates with you, just jump in and give it a try.
Hey guys, my name is Esha. We've just got done doing Keith's 3-day shaking medicine immersion teacher training. And wow, what an experience it's been. It's been 3 days of going deep into our autonomic nervous system, deep into our sympathetic nervous system, and learning to use our innate wisdom of tremoring to heal mental tension, to heal physical trauma, and to just feel more lively and more energetic. So Keith is an incredible facilitator, and the weekend was a really great combination of theory, of the science of shaking, of the history of shaking, and also a lot of practicalities, a lot of time spent exploring the body, exploring the subtleties from conscious shaking and dancing and toning all the way down to the real juice, the real nectar of it, which is the involuntary tremors. And so I would recommend this course to anyone who really is interested in going deeper into learning about the body, whether you come from a yoga background, a sports background, or a therapeutic background, whether that be therapies or counseling. I think it can benefit people of all walks of life. And yeah, just shake it all out. I had a really great time and I would recommend it to anyone. So thanks guys. I hope you get to experience the medicine. Namaste.
Hey guys, I'm Kayla Karendian. I live in the Byron Shire where the teacher training was put on. I had an amazing course. I learned so much about my own healing, about my own trauma, what my body's holding. This has been a long time coming for me. I've known Keith for a while and have been to his amazing classes before in Brunswick Heads. It's pretty profound. This is deep medicine. We learn a lot in this training. It comes from the Kalahari Bushmen. This is a 60,000-year-old civilization that has been using this medicine for, as long as that is. It's incredible. So it basically uses your body, which gives your power back, to release all the tension, release all the trauma, release the energy that we've taken in from the world on a daily basis. It may be thoughts that are pent up, could be anything really. And yeah, I've always felt like a heaviness in my body, and this is the journey of it coming out, really. I've started running recently, and so it's just, when you do a training, it's like everything else kind of happens, everything else collides just in place perfectly. It's really nice. I've been eating like a lot lighter, and shaking medicine has given me a lighter body. I've been through trauma, I've had PTSD, I've been through sexual abuse, and it's really helped my womb space. Keith is the most amazing teacher, honestly. He has so much knowledge. He has a PhD in quantum physics. If that doesn't wow you, then that's, if you know quantum physics, like PhD, what? But yeah, he holds the space so well. He's non-judgmental. He allows you to speak. He comes at it with love. He holds you in whatever you're going through. He allows you to be as you are. If you need to laugh, if you need to cry, if you need to scream, whatever noises want to come out, he allows it. And yeah, for me, shaking medicine is a way for us to take our power back. We're said to go to healers. After going through sexual abuse for myself, I took all this money that I had and I traveled around the world. I went to India, different places in India where I could go meet a guru. He would help me, and this is what did happen. I studied there for many months. And then I went to go do ayahuasca in Peru. Again, just going to a shaman, someone that's of a higher rank than me. And then I came to Australia. I got to know Aboriginal communities. And then I traveled the United States. Yeah, I went all throughout South America. It's pretty impressive what our body is, you know, what our body can do, what it's meant to do. Fully, it just allows us to be as powerful as we are. We all talk about that we're afraid of how powerful we are. And that's, you know, the truth of our capabilities and the possibility of us, you know? And when you shake, you're shaking all of the programming out. This is the thing. You're shaking everything that your mom told you you are, your friends told you you are, the bullies told you you are, you know, your friends told you you are, who you told yourself you are, which is the biggest thing for me. I've, you know, struggled with eating disorders, body dysmorphia. It's just helped me like cleanse. It's really cool. I can't wait to bring it into my daily practice. I can't wait to share it with my friends, my family. I do day retreats, so I'll be doing that there eventually. And just nourishing each other, nourishing myself, giving, you know, my power back to me. That's it. I leave that with you.
I'm Tony Dimmitt, and this is my third shaking medicine workshop with Keith Motez, and I feel it's been the best. I've really gone to a depth I hadn't in the past few, and it was beautiful teaching, so I'm very grateful. In the teacher training, we go through a fair amount of theory, not too much, just enough to give us a basis in our heads, in our Western heads, as to what the background, where shamanism, indigenous nutritional cultures have used shaking, where animals use shaking, where trauma involves shaking, to explain to us the process. And then we do the rest, half of it is on practical exercises and experiential parts of demonstrating shaking through our own bodies. And it's particularly apposite because we get to feel and experience the shaking, and then when we go out and teach, we can then, having embodied it ourselves, then we can help other people embody and experience the shaking medicine. The highlight was I got really deeply involved in my heart-lung chakra blockage, and feel as though through releasing other parts of my body, it got right into that core wounding, and I was able to really touch on it and work through it. And so I'm very grateful for that. And other parts of my body also were freed up during the various exercises that we did. And I got to experience a way of presenting which is now more holistic, I feel, from Keith, that I can connect all the dots whilst I'm teaching and create some new ones, because some of it's spontaneous. So I've got that part of it too. And I'm grateful also for the time span to actually complete the written exercises and some of the other exercises and the demonstration exercises. So we've got a time frame rather than having to have it all done for today. To my parents, I would say they grew up in the era of the song Shaken All Over in the 60s, and that's what it means. And I'll just say, look at our cats. What do they do when they get scared or when they wake up, they shake. Animals do it, birds do it, and the indigenous people have done it for thousands of years, and us whitey Westerners could learn a lot from them, and it's helped me, and I really love to share it with you too. Look, anyone who has done any training in the modalities, as I have, whether it be massage, breathwork, a whole range of things, this is one of the most succinct, easiest to learn and best to give out to people in a more simplistic way of healing that doesn't involve long-term therapy. And in the short term, you can have 5 minutes up to hours. So you've got a real bandwidth of flexibility in which to help people. And that's really important because some people can avoid it or have got busy lives and need a shorter time. But for those who want to go into more depth, you get a lot of training and to take them into deeper places that they may not have been before, and it would be very good for them to, in their healing process, do some of these exercises to a greater extent. So you've got the full gamut, which in other modalities isn't so easy to do. Although I must say I can still do $1 a minute massages if people don't want the full hour, hour and a half, but that's just an aside, because the essence is pure in this medicine. It's backed by thousands of years of observation and anecdotal evidence, and in today's world and in my own world, it's helped save my life. So I'm here to say, come and join us. It's also a very strong supportive group energy, and with a lot of my healing, I tend to forget to do it. I need a bit of support, and this offers that support group to help you, sustain you through those sometimes lonely periods of healing when you need a little bit of help from your friends, and that's available. So I really appreciate that as well.
Hello, my name is Paulos. I found out about shaking medicine through Keith Motez by attending a workshop at a festival, Earth Frequency Festival last year. My life since discovering it, well, that experience of first discovering it maybe about a year ago planted a seed, and recently bumping into Keith again and like discovering the process again, I've now become able to access the shaking, the tremor like at will, which before I couldn't do. And since discovering it, my mood has actually become uplifted, as well as some injuries have like now begun to heal like a lot faster, and I've been getting better sleep, and just generally feeling a lot more like concentrated and mindful, and just happy. So at the teacher training, we cover like the theory behind the like tremble function in the body. We learn about how cultures have used it over time, and how primordial it is to the human being, like the body, as well as like the animal body, and like mammals and even birds as well, that have this natural function in their nervous system. My highlight for the weekend was perhaps after going from not being able to tremor at will at all to being able to tremor completely at will at any point in my body, in any position or posture. Yeah, that was quite a massive transformation. Well, that's interesting because I've actually been thinking about that. So I would explain it to my parents the same way I'd explain it to anyone else, really. And that is by just starting by saying that it's a natural function in the body that has existed for, you know, millions of years over our gradual evolution. How like primitive it is to our bodies as a healing mechanism, and how like accessing it deliberately actually promotes healing, as well as like accelerates recovery times and uplifts mood as well, which, you know, might be something that my parents need to hear. Well, I would recommend it based on one's own intuition as to whether or not they would feel into whether or not they'd be able to share it. And that, I would say, I would recommend it to people who are already sharing physical modalities to help like healing, as well as development, such as like fitness trainers or anything involved in the body at all, but also people who are interested in like therapies, particular trauma therapies, because shaking medicine does release a lot of like pent-up trauma in the body. So anyone who's working with these modalities already, shaking is actually an incredible tool to be added to the repertoire to be able to further the development in these therapies. I think that every single person who has a human body should be able to do this.
Hello, I'm Natalie. Thank you for asking. Basically, I live in Sydney, and Keith was in Sydney a few years ago, and I was going through a really hard time actually, emotionally. So I was looking for solutions to feel better. And so I found Keith on Facebook, and I decided to attend a workshop. So that's when my journey started. And yeah, so it's a long journey. It's been a long journey. I discovered shaking a few years ago, but it's only actually in 2020 that this practice resonated with me. And I really believe that even though sometimes we have the tools right in front of us, it actually only resonated with me early 2020. And it's been an amazing tool to heal myself, and I've used it on a daily basis. Oh, wow. First of all, I would say it's an amazing vibe, an amazing energy. So I think Keith has this ability to hold space with unconditional love. Someone mentioned that and I completely resonate with that. So apart from the vibe, the content was just amazing. So he delivered his experience, his wisdom, and some knowledge that he's learned over time in a really, really clear manner. And I feel like today I have so much in my hands and I can go into the world with this. And of course, there is work to get done. So it's amazing. So I am an ecstatic dance facilitator, and I want to have the shaking medicine as part of my events. So I'm going to run some shaking medicine classes. I'm going to also include shaking as part of the ecstatic dance. And I'm actually looking forward to help people one-on-one. My highlight is the word sharing, because this is basically about sharing about a mechanism that we have inside us. And Keith made a really good job in sharing this practice, and I want to share as well with humility. To my parents, I would say that it's a very liberating practice. It's very safe, and it is actually something that is an ancient practice, and it would benefit them as well. So I would definitely actually take them for a 5-minute or maybe longer class with me. So Keith is an amazing person, and I feel like so his teachings are here for me because I just did the course, but he also made him available to answer my questions, see if I want to improve myself. So of course I'm going to use that with, with care and not overwhelm him with my questions. But I feel very supported, to create my business. I would definitely recommend it for someone who is absolutely ready, if they have this enthusiasm around it.